As a wholesaler or a house flipper, knowing how to comp properties to determine the after repair value, or ARV, is a critical skill to master. ARV is the starting point and the first thing you need to know in order to analyze deals. Not only do you need to get good at comping, but you need to be fast at it. Oftentimes, the first one to the deal gets the deal. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to comp houses in under 60 seconds using 3 different free tools. Coming up.
For a limited time, you can get a free copy of Jerry Norton's Data Cruncher software, which finds cheap houses in your area. Get it now at mydatacruncher.com.
I'm Jerry Norton, the nation's leading expert on wholesaling and flipping, with one of the longest running real estate channels on YouTube. I've created thousands of videos over the years to help you get started and then go on to build a business and make millions of dollars. Now, if you're new here, subscribe to my channel and watch my videos. In wholesaling and flipping, deal analysis always starts with ARV. ARV is the future potential value of the property. It's the price a retail buyer will pay, assuming it gets fully renovated. It's the highest price the market will pay for any particular property. Now, if you're a flipper, ARV is critical because you need to know with a level of certainty what you can sell it for later after it's fixed up. And if you're a wholesaler, you need to know the ARV because whoever you wholesale it to is going to fix it up and sell it later. Get this wrong, and you'll lose money and waste a lot of time. Bottom line, without knowing ARV, you can't determine what price to acquire it at and what would make it a good deal to wholesale or flip for profit. Now, the good news is comping properties to determine ARV doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming, and you don't need an expensive software either. Let me show you using 3 different free tools in under 60 seconds. Let's use this house in Waterford, Michigan as our subject property. Now, this is the perfect type of property that a wholesaler or a flipper would be interested in. It was just listed for sale on market as of this recording. There aren't any pictures, but it says in the comments that it needs cosmetic work and TLC. Now, before we get started, I'm not going to focus so much on best practices for comping. I did a video that explains all of the latest rules for comping. If you need a detailed breakdown, watch that video. I'll put the link in the description for you. Now, the first tool we're going to use for comping is Zillow.com. Now, Zillow is the largest public real estate platform. Zillow is in every market, and everyone needs to know how to use Zillow to comp properties. Now, to comp our subject property, the first thing to do is duplicate the tab of the subject property so that you have one tab as a reference and the other to comp. Next is to isolate the area. I'm going to draw a boundary so that I don't cross major roads. That way I stay in the same neighborhood. Next, click the More tab and put in a few basic filters. Our property is 2,800 square feet, so I'm going to use a range of 2,250 to 3,500. The fourth step is to switch from active to solds and then only look at comps that are 6 months old or less. Step 5 is to look at the comps in the neighborhood, and it looks like there are 3 comps in this specific neighborhood. This comp for $364,000, which is a little smaller than the subject property. This comp for $370,000, which is also a little smaller. And then this comp for $385,000, which is the exact square footage, beds, and baths. So given this information, I would give our ARV $385,000. Now, how long was that? Boom, 1 minute exactly. Now let me show you how to do the same exercise using Redfin.com, which I like a lot more than Zillow because it's just more intuitive and it's got a few additional features that Zillow doesn't have. Once you have the subject property, click on this map icon right here, and then down in the left-hand corner, click Nearby Homes for Sale, and it sets you up perfectly for comping. After drawing the boundaries, click Home Type, Houses, then add some filters. For square footage, use 2,250 to 3,000, and lastly, switch from active to solds, and make sure that you're only going back 6 months. As you can see, it shows the same comps that we saw on Zillow. Now, one thing that I really like about Redfin is in the property list, it shows the price per square foot. So you can sort from high to low. So let's think about ARV from a price per square foot perspective. The highest is this comp for $170 a square foot, which is the comp in the neighborhood right next door, but it's a little bit smaller. Next is this comp for $150 per foot, which we used. This comp we also used at $146 a foot. And then the best comp, which is our exact house, is this comp at $134 a foot. And we did that in less than 60 seconds. Now, what I like about price per square foot is very quickly we can see that the 3 comps in our neighborhood are within 16 bucks a foot from each other, which is very consistent. Now, since 385,000 is the highest price and our exact same comp, I would keep the ARV at 385 just to be safe. Now let's look at one more free comp tool, and that's using PropWire. Now, if you've never heard of PropWire, it's a data provider for distressed on-market and off-market properties, and it's free to use. What I love about PropWire is you get a lot more information about the property. Take a look. PropWire gives me mortgage info. It even tells me how much the owner owes, who their lender is, what their interest rate is, and how much equity they have. I can click on the owner tab and it will tell me how many properties this seller owns. With our subject property, it's the owner's primary residence. Now, if I click on the history tab, it shows me what he bought it for, and he bought this property back in 2012. Now, if I go to the comp tab, I can do similar filters like we did on Redfin and Zillow, and PropWire has a cool feature where you can click on a comp that you want to use, and it will automatically update your ARV based on the price per square foot. By the way, PropWire is not just great for research and comping. Be sure to check out all of the distressed seller leads in PropWire. There are over 157 million properties nationwide. Basic users can search and download for free. PropWire even has premium leads that no one else has that are only available from the county courthouses. You can go to propwireleads.com to check this out. Now, I even did a video that shows my favorite stacked list inside PropWire. I'll put that video in the description below for you as well that you can watch later. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and tell me which is your favorite software for comping, Zillow, Redfin, or PropWire. Being able to quickly and successfully comp properties and determine the ARV is a skill that you cannot outsource. Do not rely on a real estate agent to do this for you. No one cares about the success of your deal more than you do. Keep in mind, comping properties is not always cut and dry. Sometimes you can't find comps. The most common situation is when the subject property is in a rural area and there just aren't very many comps or none at all. I actually did a detailed video where I explain what to do when you can't find comps. Be sure to check that video out. I'll put the link in the description below for you. So here's my challenge for you. Follow what I taught on this video, turn on a timer, and practice comping properties, and leave a comment and let me know how long it takes you. Finally, I want you to watch this next video where I show a process that I developed for making cash offers that don't require comping or estimating repairs. Now, this makes it even faster and easier.